by the endless stands of western hemlock, spruce, and the giant Douglas fir, up to 250 feet high and 14 feet through at the base. As settlement increased and the California gold rush opened up new markets for Oregon lumber, men began to tap the wealth locked in the big trees. By the turn of the century, Oregon had become one of the country's leading lumber producers. For a youngster growing up in the Northwest, it was hard to resist the promise of the woods.
Charlie, get us started here by kind of telling us something of your boyhood up the Cowweeman.
Charlie Quick was born in Beaverton, Oregon in 1901. I talked to Charlie at his house in Seaside.
The first year in school, the teacher come over, "What's your name?" Told her, "What are you going to do when you grow up?" "Well, I don't need any of your damned education. I'm going to be a logger."
Charlie's first logging job was greasing skids on a skid road.
Well, I started working when I was about 12 years old. Dad told me, he says, "There's a job up there, Charlie, you get her." The timber we logged in, it was so thick, there was, I think, about 4 and 5 million to the 40 of red fir. Beautiful timber. Just a straight, no limbs. And get them on the skid road, they get 5 or 6 of them, logs about that high, believe it or not. And then they took this big team to them, and down the road they go. They'd go to ride the team home at night. They weighed 1,900, 2,000 pounds. I had about a mile to walk home. I asked the driver, I said, "How about me riding one of them big sons of guns? Them horses work today, you walk." And that's the truth. They made me walk.
Soon, the woods close enough to water to be exploited by Skid Road were logged out. Men brought in steam locomotives to drive into the mountains and open up new timberlands. Each company built its own railroad, usually following a stream or riverbed into the Coast Range. By 1919, hundreds of miles of rail crossed the ridges and valleys of the Clatsop region.
The Kerry line come over a trestle over the highway and over the SP&S tracks there, right down into the booming ground, and they dump as high as 1,000,000 feet a day there.
I went to see Jack Jameson, a retired timber faller. We talked about the Kerry line, a railroad that Albert S. Kerry put in, starting about 1913.
Kerry line was the common carrier. It wound up this way up to the north end of the tunnel, and come down through the tunnel and wound on down into the Nehalem. And the last outfit to hook on to the Kerry line was there out of Jewel.
The Kerry line kind of opened up the Nehalem Valley timber, didn't it,
Completely. Buster Creek was the biggest producer. Noyes Holland, they run 2 sides. You hadn't worked any place unless you put a hitch in on the Kerry line.